All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the First Community's Voice right after MLG Anaheim. It's been a couple of weeks because obviously I was in Anaheim at the event having a good time. It was a great time last weekend, but we're back this Sunday to see what you guys thought of the stream. If you were there in person, have you on as well, see what you thought of the event in general. If it was your first event, that's great. I'd like to get some people in there that have gone to more than one event to just kind of talk about and compare and contrast events from each other. I also want to get some people that actually sat at home and viewed it from live stream to get their opinions on the production of it. How was the all around feel compared to other events? How did it stack up against maybe COD Champs or the previous MLG event and even UMG St. Louis? How all these things stack up against each other? How little lands like UMG St. Louis could possibly improve on their production and their streams and stuff like that to make the viewing and just a little bit more pleasurable for the audience. But we got that going on. There's a shitload of roster changes this week, obviously, because that always happens the week or two right after an event. There's always pretty crazy roster changes. The whole phase thing I did not see coming, but then again, whatever. I mean, they're gonna say business is business, but that's some pretty shady business in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. So talk about that. You guys can come on here and talk about that. Anything else that went on? I know we got UMG Atlanta coming pretty soon. We got Gfinity next week, and we can talk about that for sure. I will have a community. I'm not going to Gfinity, so I'm probably going to be running recap shows Friday or not Friday because they're not doing anything Friday, but Saturday I'll run a recap show and then Sunday I'll have Saturday I'll run a recap show and then Sunday I will have the community's voice again where we'll all come on here and talk about Gfinity and everything about that. It'll be a good old time. I'll probably just start it literally like right after the event ends, like right after the grand finals. I'll probably just throw up my stream for the community's voice and we'll all come in here and talk about the event. But so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of good times going. We can talk about MLG Columbus being 5 months away as well. There has to be something in between. I'm thinking something in September. The rumors have been like Las Vegas and New York. So if I had to pick, it would be Las Vegas just because I want to go to Las Vegas. I've been to New York. Last time I was in Las Vegas, I was 16. I couldn't do shit. So I want to go. But obviously, there's a ton of stuff to talk about. So you want to join the chat? Message me. You see my gamer tag right there, TWR space Diesel. Message me TWR in the message. That's it. That's it. Just TWR. I don't want yo invite TWR. Yo, yeah, I just TWR, man. Just come on. Just I'm only gonna invite people that have TWR in it. It's the simplest instructions possible. So let's get this chat going. Hype's in here. How you doing, Hype?
Up.
What's up, man?
Tired. Very tired. I had the family and the nephew over all day.
It's 'cause you're up till like 2 a.m. every morning with that little ESN late night show, man. You got no life. You got no life anymore. You're up till 2 a.m. running that show, then you're going to
Hashtag no
sleep,
life hype.
waking up.
Yeah. Tired, man. How you doing?
I'm wide awake, man. My sleeping schedule's so jacked up though for some reason. I literally can't fall asleep until about 7 in the morning, and then I wake up around like 3 in the afternoon. I gotta change it. I need to pull like a 24-hour. Has to happen.
The Neverwinter grind.
It's not even the Neverwinter grind. Like, even if I wasn't playing Neverwinter, I would still be up just doing nothing, probably watching Netflix or something like that. It's just like you can't get anything done that early in the morning either, so like there's really no reason to be there. Apparently, people are getting kicked out of the party right now. Who got kicked out? J Hill.
I was
Hype
hyping J Hill.
Alright, so did either of you guys go to the event or did you watch it last weekend?
I watched.
You both watched at home?
Yeah.
How was it?
Look crazy though.
How was the viewing experience?
Yeah, it's pretty good. There are some things I think they need to fix though.
Well, what? This is our time to talk about that. What do you think needs to be fixed?
I don't know, like
That was
Unite,
awkward.
like they're one of my favorite teams to watch, and like I only got to see them once, and they got what, 5th place?
Well, I mean,
They only
that's
played on main
always
stage once.
that's always scheduling and stuff. I mean, they can't that's one thing that people like. You can't please everybody. I mean, honestly, and from MLG standpoint, maybe I don't know because I don't run the production thing back there. But Unite doesn't really have that big of a following, so I mean, they're obviously gonna want because there are more than one match scheduled at one time, so they're gonna want to get the most viewable match up there possible. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That all goes in with following and the players in the team and all that good stuff, but it is kind of annoying sometimes. But you got to do what you got to do. So,
I thought that all. I thought
huh?
the All-Star thing they had was really cool. The Dwight Howard and Syndicate, Des Bryant, X, and all that. I thought that was pretty cool. Syndicate.
He's a retard, man. He got like 2 kills against like people that didn't know how to play Call of Duty, and he like jumped out of his seat and started
Who?
freaking out. Syndicate. He was jumping
Oh,
like
they
whenever
did.
they had the camera on him, he was like going crazy.
I didn't even get to watch it.
Fuck, it was
Alright.
fun
Pretty
though.
cool.
I honestly don't care about the All-Star event. It doesn't. I don't watch it personally.
It brings attention to Call of Duty though.
Oh, what
Like,
were
and
the
Dwight
viewers during
Howard.
that? What were the viewers during that thing? Were they higher than
It was at
normal?
like 50,000.
Hey, that's
That
it.
was
Yeah.
about
Like-
normal.
It was the normal.
They didn't even bring
Like
any.
none of those
Yeah, I
guys.
mean,
None of those guys tweeted it out though. That's the thing. They all just hopped on stage and started playing. Like if they tweeted it out, yeah, but. it
sure
was
they
just
were
the same
nervous
old dude.
how it was gonna go though.
That's lame.
Like,
How
yeah,
much did
they-
MLG pay them to show up, and they didn't even bring any more viewers to the stream? Like those guys didn't show up for free. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like what
Sundance
whatever
put it
whatever
on
MLG
Twitter.
MLG paid them, they could have probably put towards sound dampening booths. Like no joke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
that's something they need to work on, man.
Uh,
That looks so awkward when they're up on stage with like.
Earbuds,
you know.
earmuffs,
Well,
headset around
yeah,
their
I
neck.
mean, but we
MLG.
talked about that on Wednesday. I mean, I can understand because we had Fireman on, who's part of the production crew for MLG Black Ops 2, and he kind of said that it kind of takes away from the action and like the players and everything, the hype factor that they bring, because it kind of would look like a monkey in a cage if you put all of them in dampening. Could you imagine Clayster in a sound dampening booth doing his shit up on stage? He would look like a retard.
Still,
I'm just
Be
saying.
hilarious.
I mean,
It
but
would be
Clayster like
funny.
has asked for that, hasn't he?
Huh?
Hasn't he? Like I'm pretty sure every pro wants like the booths since COD Champs had them.
Well,
I might
yeah.
be
I mean,
wrong,
I'm
but-
sure. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they want them?
think
Of course
think
they
that
would
if
want
they
them.
had the booths, it wouldn't be as like entertaining because they wouldn't get hype. At least they
Yeah.
would, but
It wouldn't get hyped. I mean,
Like,
a
when
lot
you
of
watch
stuff
the-
going on between like Mr. X, like Matt was trash talking frickin' Impact, and Killa and Miracles were trash talking back. I mean, that kind of stuff is entertaining, and there were some Activision reps there, and one of them said that kind of like trash talking back and forth kind of like hurts the Call of Duty brand because this is already seen as an immature sport. If you want to call it a sport, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm calling it an immature esport. But it's already pictured like that, and when people come to watch it and they see that stuff going on, it just further envelopes that brand that this is an immature sport and it's not really ready for the mainstream. But then again, I mean, a lot of us saw the fight last night between Silva. Now tell me, how is that not immature? Like, come on. Like, if Silva can do that at a UFC fight and honestly get his ass whooped by just I don't even want to talk about that like that. That was so fucked up. But honestly, if Silva can do that and get away with it, then honestly, I don't see any problem with the trash talking in esports. I mean, because that's a grown ass
Kinda look
man
at it-
who's been doing it, who's been fighting for a decade or some shit now, and he's just gonna
I
stand
don't
there
think-
in a prize match with his hands down and taunt the guy to punch him in the chin, and the guy just lays him out. Like, come on, come on.
I don't think it's the trash talk that really makes a difference. I mean, in-game trash talk is fine. It brings the viewers in. Like,
No, it
It's
is
like
the
the
in-game trash
complexity,
talk.
that's
It
the
is.
stuff that brings
No,
it
the
in,
one
but
the
it's
one
like-
the one thing
Hey,
you
the
said
problem
it's when they stand up and point
Yeah,
at each other and
personal.
stuff like that. Yeah, but honestly, you're gonna
no,
tell
like
me
the problem is when it gets personal. Like,
uh
I think I enjoy that more.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
it's
what-
what-
stand
enjoyable.
up
But the
and
problem is
Killa.
like you're sitting there, you're not even playing. You're just sitting there and trash talking people. Like it's not needed. It's useless.
I don't know, man.
It gets the teams hyped up though. Like know, when Aches, starts screaming into his mic, Complexity it seems like they're unstoppable.
I don't know.
Huh.
I mean, Trash
Like, you
Talk
watch
is.
League of Legends and stuff, and it's just like, they just sit there and, they play the game and everybody gets excited over the game, but Call of Duty, it's more like what the people are doing. Gets
Yeah, but
people
like
hyped.
what I'm saying, like that's fine. But like what I'm trying to say is people sitting there calling each other fat. That doesn't do anything. That's just useless
Yeah.
trash talk.
Well,
like,
they're not
Yeah,
doing that
that's
on main
dumb.
stage. I didn't see that happen once.
It's not the point. It's just in general. Like that's the stuff that everyone usually complains about in the community. It's not.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
that
see
shit
many
happens
people
over
complaining about
Twitter.
the trash talk on main stage. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, and that's the problem with the teams and players. Like,
Yeah, but that's not what the
shit you shouldn't be
Activision.
doing.
That's not what he was talking about the trash talk on main stage. Like the whole Twitter thing's never gonna end. I'm sorry. Like I can sit here and preach, think before you tweet till I lose my voice, and it's never gonna change. They're not gonna listen. We're just gonna have to wait for them to grow up and realize how stupid they are. That's all we can do. It's the only thing we can do. So.
Well, whenever Parasite, during his interview during the championship match, whenever he basically said he would accept second place, I know this is off topic and everything, but right then and there, I knew the Impact would lose the match whenever he said that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, another
Yeah,
talk.
like
Someone
his
just brought it
comment,
in.
like that.
Go on.
his
Finish your
confidence.
finish your comment, and then I want to bring this up because I love talking about
Yeah.
this. But what were you gonna say?
Like, pretty much like Complexity just seemed a lot more confident. Impact just seemed like, okay, we're up 2. Complexity was like, okay, we're gonna win this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were ready to win. I mean, when I met up with Mr. X in Houston, because we had a plane together to Anaheim actually, and like right when I saw him in Houston, he was like, "We're gonna win this weekend," and I was like, "Okay." I kind of like laughed at him. I was like, "Okay, all right." I love the confidence, but I don't see it happening. And then they won, so they thought they were gonna win the entire weekend. They had that confidence. They came ready to play, and it showed. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next weekend. I don't think they have it in them for a two-peat, but you never know.
I think they will. I think
I
they'll
don't.
two-peat.
I don't think they
Yeah, I
will.
kind of agree. I think they will.
I don't think they will.
I don't know. I think like that kind of woke up Impact. It seems like they're scrimming like nonstop now.
I don't know if
I think it's just gonna matter how that day happens. To be honest, I mean, how the brackets work out, everything. It's gonna work at each other. I mean, you also got to think they're all traveling over to Europe in the first place. So, I think whoever's the most comfortable over there is gonna be the team that really shines.
It's single elimination too.
Well, Impact's
Yeah,
already
but-
been there once this year. Impact's been there once this year,
Well,
and they have a lot of experience against, playing against EU squads and their own rules too. So they have that upper hand. They have
The
that
only
upper
reason
hand.
I don't think Impact's going to win is because what Karma said last night on the esports stream. He came on and said that he doesn't have to practice as much because of the events being so close, and with him not practicing as much, puts that confidence down a little bit. I just think Cole's going to take it.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
be
mean,
difficult,
I
but you
think
can't
if they have
leave out
4-team
Envy
race-
because Envy just got like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Envy's grinding hard right now.
and plus you can never leave out Optic either. Optic's been playing too. They're all in one house now. They showed up to play and they actually got third, which blew my mind. I honestly was thinking that there was a chance they couldn't even get top 8. Like there was that chance, but they came.
And
They
look at
got
the bracket
third.
they came.
I know they came. They got
Yeah.
third, and I mean they're there. They're hungry for a win. They haven't won since the first tournament in Chicago, UMG Chicago. So they're really hungry for a win. I mean you got Envy who just got knocked out by Icons Conquer, so they're hungry to get back up on top. I mean all 4 NA teams are hungry to get there. And honestly, I don't think there's any EU teams that can even place. If an NA team doesn't win this event, then I'll be shocked. I really will.
I think at least one EU team will place top 4.
I don't
I don't
think
know, man. Like,
I mean,
think
it
the
all
4 teams
depends.
we
It all
just mentioned-
depends on how the teams come out of pool play and how they end up in the bracket, because it's a single elimination event. It's not double elim. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
How was
like-
that That Ozone Giants team, are they're from Spain?
Yeah, they're
Uh,
Pain Gaming.
yeah.
Pain Gaming for COD
Yeah.
champs.
Oh,
I
okay.
just think decent too. I think the Prof's the best EU team that they have in that EU bracket. I think they're gonna get like fourth.
Yeah, people
I
always
don't
talk
know.
up that AAA team, but like when I've watched them in like pro scrims and
Go
stuff, like I
Taga.
don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Or as
if,
Hastro would say,
are they
gotta
like
go.
really good?
No, not really. That's the thing. Like
Okay.
all the
That's what I
Euro
thought.
teams,
I was-
all the Euro teams going to that aren't really the top Euro teams because of the age situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Epsilon can't go because they have 2 players that are underage, and they're pretty. I mean, a lot of people think that they're the best EU team right now. So it kind of sucks in that manner. But honestly, even if Epsilon went, I still think that I don't know. Even after their performance, they took it with Impact. I mean, they kind of shocked us with Impact, but after that, I don't know, man. They just
Downhill.
lost.
I didn't
They
hear another
lost.
thing about Epsilon after
No,
that.
because I mean,
I
they lost
can-
right after that. Same with Prophecy. Like they grinded open bracket all Friday night. They make it to the champ bracket. They lose their first champ bracket match, and then lose their first losers bracket match. Like it was not a good day for them. Was not a good day for them. But then the same thing happened to Envy. I mean, they were pretty much awestruck and dazed, and then they had to go play right afterwards and got 3-0'd by Conquer. Crazy stuff happened last weekend. Because I had
Yeah,
Envy
ego
placing
going
first. I had Envy placing first. My
Good.
predictions were
I'm in
all
second.
out of whack once Envy got knocked. I was just like, I was like, please don't let Optic win, because then I'll owe Keemstar $20. Please don't let Optic win.
Did you end up winning that bet?
No, because neither of our teams won. We decided, like, if neither of our teams won, we're just not going to do anything.
Oh, what about like I saw Unite team, but it was their EU team, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
it's their EU
I don't
team.
understand.
Same with
How did
Curse.
they qualify?
Curse and their EU team. Well, the way that I see it is that Gfinity was looking for teams that had some sort of organization behind them, and that they were of age.
Okay.
They weren't really looking just for some makeshift team to come into their tournament, because it's only a 10-team tournament, and they're trying to make it a pretty big deal. So they wanted to make sure the teams had orgs behind them that would bring viewers in. So I mean, that's why Gataga. I mean, like, I guess he's like the biggest name. Or he's like EU's Nadeshot, isn't he? Like, that's essentially who he is.
Yeah,
So,
he's got like
Right.
600,000 subs or something.
yeah, so that's why they brought him in. I mean, it wasn't even, at the end of the day, I don't think it was necessarily the best teams. It was the teams that had bigger followings and could show up. So,
Could you imagine the AAA Optic, like with
Yeah,
Nadeshot,
I think
Gataga,
both those
face
teams
off.
will bring in like 20,000.
I'm gonna start calling
the
him
viewers
Gataga.
would be-
I don't know if you guys like noticed that, but at COD Champs, Hastro was casting over Gotaga, and he called him Gataga. And when I heard that, I was like, the French community's gotta be raging right now in the chat. They've gotta be. He just said Gataga. Or maybe that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know. Maybe it's not Gotaga.
That's
Maybe
good,
it is.
Taga.
Is it Gotaga?
It's
Maybe I was
Gotaga.
like, maybe it is
Yeah,
Gataga.
his like
I don't know.
intro.
Uh,
His intro says Gotaga.
no,
What
it
was
says
the age
Gotaga.
cutoff for Gfinity?
18.
18.
18? Oh, that's
Yeah, that's why they were saying the teams that they were missing were All Stars and Epsilon. They really wanted those 2 guys in there, but sucks about the
age
age
thing.
thing.
The age
So
thing.
Optic barely
Dude,
made
why
it
not?
in by 2 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah. Scump just turned.
No,
18,
Scump just
didn't
turned
he?
18 last weekend, man.
Yep.
It was his
Sure.
birthday
You got a
last
happy
weekend.
whenever you get a happy birthday from Dwight Howard, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that bastard.
Yeah, but like if you watch Dwight Cass, like he was like, I don't really give a shit. I don't want to be here. Like,
like-
Mm-hmm.
Care packages.
It's
I
like,
love
yeah.
care packages.
Yeah, no, he was like,
no,
I'm here.
I don't care about him not knowing the game, but like,
I'm
Oh,
here.
if you
Big.
watched him on stream, even his face, he was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to be here. I don't want to be
Yeah,
here.
he wasn't looking at his screen. He was like staring off into space.
I'm here because they paid me. I'm here because they paid me. That is.
Oh, when
interesting.
Jericho casted, he was pretty funny doing it.
He's a
He's
funny
a
guy
funny
all
guy.
around.
Yeah, I swear on the what was it? I think it might have been the finals actually. Fwiz was not sitting in his chair. He was standing up the entire time casting. Like he got hyped after a moment, and he like stood up and like kicked his chair back, and he just stood the rest of the freaking match. I was like, what are you doing? Like even in breaks, like like in between rounds and stuff, he wouldn't like get his chair. He just stood up the rest of the time. I was like, dude, this guy's into it. He's in the zone. I was like, he's just standing up, just freaking hunched over the desk, like just in the monitor. His face is in the monitor. He was in it. It's hilarious. I tried to get a picture of it, but I was too far away. It's funny as hell. Yeah, we've been talking about Gfinity, man. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's not much to really talk about Gfinity anymore. I mean, pretty
There's
much.
nothing to talk about. They don't tell us anything.
I mean, they don't tell us anything. I mean, I met the Gfinity guys last week, and they're awesome. They're a great bunch of guys. I met actually one of the hosts for Gfinity, Martin Wyatt. He's a comedian over in Europe, and he does a lot of stand-up and stuff like that. That dude's hilarious. He's a good guy to chill with. But they're a bunch of they're a good group of guys. They're just very secretive about what they're doing. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Wasn't Hastro going to cast it?
Yeah, it's
Huh?
like all the people that were at
pretty much.
like Anaheim, pretty much.
Except Golden Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
poor guy.
Golden Boy does get
everything.
Golden Boy does get the shaft a lot, but honestly, the problem with Golden Boy is that he is too humble and nice of a guy. He's not willing to go out of his way to fight for something. He's just fine sitting back and letting someone else do it. I love Golden Boy, but he does not have that like he does have that fire in him to make something of esports in his career. He wants to do that, but he doesn't have the fire to step over someone to make it happen if he has to. And in some instances, you have to. He doesn't want to step on anybody's toes at all. That's his problem. And I love the dude. Don't get me wrong. He needs to. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that too much. But we do have Hex in the chat. Talking about Gfinity and MLG Anaheim last weekend, Hector. But yeah, Gfinity next weekend. If it's possible next weekend, Gfinity is gonna be a 1-4 NA sweep. If it's possible, if the brackets and the pool play and everything lines up correctly, it's gonna be a 1-4 NA sweep, hands down. But I hope it doesn't, honestly. I hope there's at least one EU team in there.
Golden Boy, he's at the Halo 4 thing.
He's at the
$500,000.
Yeah, he's
At the end
at
of
the
the day.
RTX event thing.
Yeah,
The way it
the
would work
global
for
championship.
The way it
That was
would work
horrible.
for the bracket for the 4 and 8 teams to face off against each other though, it would basically an 8 team would have to take the first spot, and then an 8 team would have to take either the second or third spot in group play. So like they just can't get fourth in the group, and it's possible.
That's a lot. That's very feasible.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know,
yes,
man.
yes, it will be streamed on Twitch next weekend, but apparently there's some sort of like pass that you can pay them to get 1080p. So, which honestly,
I'm
if
fine with 780.
yeah, I mean you mean 720? A lot of people can't even handle 1080p on their computers, so I don't see them really selling too many passes. I don't see why they would even, I mean, I don't know. I wonder how much is the pass? Do you even know, Hype? I mean, you got a couple free passes to
$1,
give
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I think it's like
$9.99.
$9.99. I'm not sure though.
It's like
to be honest.
yeah, it's
I
Probably
about
the same
10
as the
bucks.
MLG one.
But I know they are streaming every single match, so there's gonna be like 5 streams going on at the same time, which I don't agree
Pretty sure
with
there's only
because
2 streams.
well, maybe there is only 2
There-
streams, but
I'm
still, I
fairly
think that's
confident
two
there's
for-
only 2.
It's 2 for
Two
Call of
for
Duty and
2
2
for
League of
LOL and 2
Legends.
for COD.
okay. So but I don't understand that. Like, why split up your viewers? Like, I guess they want to stick to a schedule and have every match streamed, but
I
just
guess
freaking.
what makes sense for me is the first day they stream the 2 brackets in pool play, stream one on Alpha, one on Bravo, and then they'll probably I don't know about that for the group, like for the tournament play though. I
Honestly,
can see that for pool play, but I
more
agree with you
in
on
my
that, too.
opinion, more streams is not better because honestly, there's always going to be one match that you want to watch more than the other. You're not going to be watching both matches at the same time. So you're going to be hopping from stream to stream, and the viewership is just going to be it's going to keep just fluctuating throughout the entire day. Rather, if you have one stream with everything focused on that one stream, you have everybody in one location watching your event. Honest, like splitting up the viewers like that, it doesn't work sometimes. Maybe it'll work this weekend for them, but a lot of the time it does not work. And I mean, because I know that's one thing we were discussing for UMG St. Louis to have an A and a B stream, like main stage, and then we're gonna have like a feature station. And then we decided not because we didn't want to split the viewers up because it doesn't work in the long run. Like especially for like
Dude,
ad
you're-
revenue and stuff like that. I mean, unless both streams are holding 50,000 viewers, I mean, you're almost losing money with two streams.
Yeah, people are like COD Champs did it. Well, COD Champs is a freaking huge ass event. Like,
Yeah, that
If
was
they
ran
were,
by
like-
that was ran by Activision. They don't care about the
Yeah.
like. They wanted all that stuff going. Still, most of the streams held about 7,000 viewers, right? And then the main one held like
Yeah.
a lot. So
I mean, they didn't even like run ads though.
I don't see
But, like-
I don't see both Gfinity streams holding 20,000 viewers though. I could see one of them
Oh.
holding 50,000 if they had one, but I don't see both of them holding 20,000.
And the one that holds that's going to be the one that has optic on this side.
the Optic AA.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And Diesel was talking earlier about like them having, 10 organizations pretty much with all like followings and stuff. I would hate to see, an organization not be on stream. They're supposed to have like every game now. Stream.
I mean, you gotta think about it. When
Yeah.
you think about the EU teams, like these organizations behind them, I mean, maybe the Spain and France ones are big, but like the EU ones really aren't that big. Like you gotta think, none of the like on TCM, none of those guys really stream on Twitch. I don't know if they have a YouTube following or not, but I don't think they do. I mean, a lot of these teams and these organizations behind them aren't really that big. So I mean, yes, you're gonna get viewership for the Optic matches and stuff, and the AA matches just because of Gataga. I'm gonna call him Gataga now because it's funny. But because of Gataga, and that's about it. Those are going to be the big ones. And I mean, of course, like Impact and Envy, like all the NA teams will get good viewership because they're all streamers. They like a lot of people know them. They're familiar with their faces. They want to tune in and watch those players. But the EU guys are kind of like in the shadows for the most part, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. They don't really get their faces out there, and that's because the EU community though as well. Because most of this, like I was talking with them a lot last weekend, and they said they would like to stream and stuff like that, but honestly, they get DDoSed more over there than we do over here. Like it's really a big problem over there. So I mean, that's one of the reasons I couldn't do my EU edition of the W rant because every time I'd have someone on, they'd get DDoSed right away, and it's like I'm just sitting there trying to get people from Europe on my damn show. It was annoying.
That's crazy.
But Gfinity ought to be interesting next weekend. I don't know what's going on ESN coverage wise, Hype. What's going on with that?
Basically we got two guys that'll be there. Snow, I think you met him at MLG, right?
Yeah. How did he
And so
get
be there,
there? He
and then
came
Joey
over
will
to
be there, and-
spectate from Europe? Like that's insane. Is that guy
He's
loaded?
been there for a while, I think. I think he took a like a month-long trip there.
Oh.
Been in America for a while now, and then he's going back over to Europe like this week. So
I was
yeah,
like,
and then
damn,
he'll
dude.
be there, and then we have our guys at home doing stuff. We're actually covering Gfinity and WGG this weekend, so
We're gonna do the
Be a long
WGG
weekend.
thing too.
yeah.
Whose decision was it
I'm
to
gonna be
cover
doing
both of
that, and-
those?
Partially mine. I'm gonna be doing that, and the rest of the team will be working on Gfinity, and I'll be helping Gfinity stuff as well. So
Alright. So, I mean, you can expect the same score updates and everything. Obviously, every match is going to be streamed, so, I mean, if you're watching it, you'll be seeing the same stuff we are, but if you're not watching it, just make sure to follow Esports Nation, and we'll keep you updated throughout the weekend on, looks like WGG and Gfinity. I don't know, are there any really top teams going to WGG? Any, like, makeshift teams with notable players on it?
a lot of like decent players. I know Cosmo from Prime. I know most of the Termination guys are going over. Parasite normally goes, but obviously with Gfinity he won't
Yeah,
be
he's with
there.
Gfinity.
So there should be some talented players.
Interesting.
Yeah, those updates from ESM was real nice over the weekend. Thank y'all both for doing that.
Thanks, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I hated it. Being honest here, I hated it.
Too much
But
work.
it was
Are they
brutal,
your
dude. Running
champions?
around getting all them scores, trying to get interviews, trying to find
was
ringleader
big
to do
exhausting.
the interview, dude. Like I was never. Honestly, guys, I did not eat the entire weekend until I got back to the hotel room at like 2 a.m. Let's see, what was it? Was it Friday night? It was Friday night because I didn't go out Friday night. Friday night, dude. I didn't eat anything all day Friday. I got back to the hotel room at 2 a.m. Friday night, or actually Saturday morning. Luckily, there's still a pizza place delivering at 2 a.m. in the morning. I ordered a freaking
You
extra
eat the
large.
whole pizza.
Yeah, I ordered an extra large 18-inch freaking pepperoni pizza, and I ate that whole thing by
Oh,
myself. I just sat there and ate the whole thing. I was like, oh man, I felt like shit in the morning though. I'm not gonna lie. That was just way too much food. But no, it was a real busy weekend, but it was worth it, definitely. So it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. I don't regret it. So
That's good.
I have a quick off-topic question.
what's up?
Are they gonna do something about putting the DLC maps in competitive play or something?
No, that'll never happen.
No.
The only way that would happen is
Someone
if, I mean, they would have to give out
did
that
with the
specific
new
map for
town.
free. It would
Some
have
of
to
them were
happen
tweeting
because
about it.
who?
Like Nature was tweeting about getting it in like an event or something where they would play
He
some
was
of these
probably
DLC
just
maps.
playing pubs on his stream, and he wanted it to be on.
Honestly,
Man,
I said I
all
tweeted
that
out.
tweet.
Could've
I
been.
I tweeted out on Tuesday or Wednesday when I played it for the first time. I was like, uplink, freaking, if I could have any map on, like uplink, make it happen. That map is still awesome. I would love to have that map
The
in
good old
competitive.
days. But he
It
was
would.
saying
I mean,
something
it would.
about
When you think about it, even though Black Ops 2 is kind of coming to a close here. I mean, it honestly is when you think about it, because we're getting so close to that next title release. But it would be nice to incorporate some of these DLC maps because honestly, just especially after this weekend with the veto system that MLG put into play, you are constantly watching the same maps over and
Raid,
over
Yeah, I know.
and over
Raid,
and
Raid,
over
slums,
and
up.
over and over. Oh yeah, and slums. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch that again. Like it got kind of boring. I mean, just seeing the
Optic
same
was
map
the only
over
team
and
I
over
saw
and
that
over
would-
again.
Optic was the only team I saw actually play like a different map. They played Hardpoint Yemen twice.
Yeah.
Impact played it a
God
couple
knows why
times.
they
and
did
COL
that,
played
but-
Impact.
Answer a question real
It's
quick
just
in the
like
chat.
there
I
aren't
have a
enough maps.
Prophecy jersey because they gave me one. That's how I have one. They're not selling them. They're not anything. They're like rare gems, like the frickin' purple Twitch hoodie that you can't get at all. So I was lucky enough to be given one of them. That's how I got it. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I mean, studio though, the whole I don't know. Maybe studio
I don't
and
like
uplink.
how that new.
Map S&D, that'd be nice.
I mean,
I
if
don't
I
like
have
how
to
Studio
pay to
plays
play
on-
competitive COD, like fuck that.
Nature was saying something about trying to put Cove in there, and I just looked at it and I was just shaking my head
Oh,
constantly.
hell
That's
no,
the
Cove?
worst map.
That map is terrible. What? Nate shuts
Yeah.
off his rocker. Cove. But yeah, Studio and Uplink could be two maps considered. It would be nice to see more map rotation from Call of Duty. But I mean, when you think
I
about
mean,
it, League of Legends is only one map. You watch
That's true.
over and over and over. You watch colorful. You watch just colorful orbs and everything on one map over and over again. League of Legends.
Good time though.
But yeah, I don't. It is what it is. Sam, if you're curious, this is not for like anybody. Like this is just a communities chat where I bring on anybody and everybody to talk with. So it's not like I don't bring in. It doesn't have to be pros. It doesn't have to be big names in the community. It's just anybody who wants to come in and chat about stuff going on throughout the week. But I mean, you also.
That Evil Optic game in round 1 was kind of disappointing. How Evil just didn't even stand a chance against them.
It was gonna go one way or the
Yeah.
other. I mean, it was either gonna be
Yeah,
Evil
that's what I
shows
thought
up and
too.
rapes them, or Optic did what they did. I was thinking Evil was gonna actually
Online
show up
Warriors.
to prove something, but they didn't. Kind of pissed me off because I had them beating Optic that first round. But then again,
Man.
you never know. You never know. They don't
Yeah, it
really.
was
They,
like
they don't have any
individual.
leadership. They don't have any leadership, and even with
yeah.
them, not
Even
even.
with
I
replays.
don't consider them leaving Evil. Like they weren't a team long enough to be considered in like Evil. Like that's BS. So now that they're phased, though, there's still no leadership there. There's no
Replays
leadership
is-
in
They-
chat.
that's
A
why
good
they said
in-game
they
leader.
wanted replays. I don't see replays as a leader either.
He's
But
a
He's
good
a decent
in-game
in-game leader.
I don't.
Yeah,
see
he
it
like
either.
orders them around and stuff. If you watch,
Yeah.
I was
Maybe he
But
watching,
will
does,
they
man.
drop him again?
that's,
They
I
dropped
don't
him
no, I
once.
know him and John butt heads because like he tries to like
Yeah.
tell people what to do, and John doesn't like that.
There's a ton of rumors going around
John doesn't
about
talk though. There's points
about
where John doesn't
APOC
even
and
start talking.
his two teams. I just remember going back to when the whole evil icons thing happened and it being an iconic partnership. Yeah, that lasted. That's a bunch of BS. Iconic partnership, my ass. I just don't know. I
I
don't.
kind of figured too quit getting dropped, even though he did after the event. He didn't have a good event at all.
He didn't.
It still is technically. I don't see how it is. Honestly, don't see how it's still technically.
He said it still
Yeah.
is technically an
Icon's
iconic
phase.
relationship.
Yeah, Icon's phase. That
I-
gonna happen. I don't know. I just remember seeing Ego tweet APOC that day and saying, "So what's going on?"
You
I
don't
was
even know.
laughing. I was like, if he didn't know about this, like, oh dear.
Yeah, you go found out on stream.
Icon's Impact isn't
When
evil
Ronan
though.
there
That's
streaming.
Impact. Like, I thought Impact was supposed to be creating their own brand. Yeah, okay.
No.
Oh, by the way, like VVV is going to Gfinity, right?
No.
No,
No.
They're not.
no.
I don't even know if
The
full
4
roster
NA
I
teams
realized
are
left the other
COL,
night.
Optic,
thought
Impact,
BVV
and
had a-
FD.
Yeah, I
No,
thought
they've only
BVV
got
had.
3.
I know, but I thought they had a spot, and they've been scrimming with Embos, I think. So figured. they were
Dude,
gonna
Embos
take
is running
it.
with Unite at the moment.
He's gonna pick Unite, I bet.
Honestly, you guys are gonna see some interesting stuff out of the FaZe team and the Impact team in the next couple months. I think you're gonna see some stuff. You're gonna be like, "What?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I saw that." You're gonna see some interesting stuff. So honestly, just like keep following those guys, and it will blow
Like
your
you
mind what's
bringing
gonna
the
happen.
intel or what?
No, I'm not bringing any intel.
Okay.
I'm not bringing anything. I just think I know what's gonna happen, and if it happens, I'm gonna laugh. I'm
You're
gonna
talking about
laugh
like an
real
organizational
hard.
thing, or
I'm not saying anything. You guys can conjecture whatever you want.
you can't just say, "Oh, something will happen,"
I'm
because
just
like
saying
I
whatever
mean,
you want.
something's
Here, I'll
let's
throw,
like
guaranteed to
I'll,
happen.
I'll throw, I'll throw
Right,
this
ESN
out there. I'll
Fortnite.
throw this out there. I'll throw this out there. Which team was APOC coaching behind at MLG Anaheim? Just think about it.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Just think about it. There's gonna be some. There's
Like,
gonna be some
realize that
interesting
MLG
things
Anaheim-
going
or
on. There's gonna
ESN
be
late
some.
night
There's gonna be some.
Hey, the new
realized
interesting-
coach
like,
Moho?
oh, I have some really cool news, and they just didn't say anything. It's like, oh, I can't say.
Wait,
Scruffy
what happened?
behind Evil.
It's all. It's no. It was.
No, that was
it was
Capo.
Capo. It all
Okay.
builds to the hype. It keeps you guys coming back.
Happened?
Nothing happened.
Oh, I thought someone said something happened.
No. No, Scruff was behind Epsilon. He's with Epsilon now.
Yeah, that's okay. I saw him there, and I forgot what team he was behind.
Yeah. You love the drama,
Has
then
Fear
you're part
even
of the
announced
problem.
Has Fear even announced the roster yet, or is you're just still
Who?
going
Fear
to
is
have
like
roster
clueless, bro.
Who?
Moho's like trying to make moves, but
Fear?
Who?
Fear.
Who?
Oh my God.
Who? Who? Hasn't that name been like forgotten already? Come on. That's like that's an 8-year-long built brand just gone to shit within 2 months. I don't know.
Apparently
What
they're running with Looney.
yeah, that might
yeah,
be.
but like the thing with them is like the 3 players Moho was like trying to get as the Fear lineup. Like they picked up Jugster and went to Anaheim and got like I think they got like 30th place or something. I
Did
mean,
they just drop Jugster?
yeah, because like they're technically Fear players. They would just that was like a pickup
Yeah.
team or whatever. But I mean, if they weren't successful without Moho, I doubt they're gonna be successful with Moho.
Moho isn't a bad player though.
I mean, he's not bad, but he's not a
He's
player
not
that's gonna
bad.
like make you win. He's not like that much of a difference maker.
Yeah.
I don't think any player
Yeah.
is.
I think he's a pretty big difference maker. He's pretty smart when it comes to the end game.
Oh man, can't do much with Fear.
No.
Coach
Moho,
Moho.
Moho needs to step down and just manage the team and try to put a roster
Yeah,
together
right.
that can win. That's what he needs to do because really there's no
Not
manager
even
there
he's
anymore.
not on enough either.
There's nothing there right now. He needs to just focus on managing and building the Fear brand back to where it was somewhat a year ago, and get a squad around him that can actually, well, not around him, but underneath him that can get a victory. Like, they need a couple top 3 finishes or something here pretty soon, or it's going to be the end of Fear.
It won't happen in this game though.
Bring back
That's
Assassin.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think that. I don't think that.
I don't think they'll
that
go
original roster
to.
will be back ever.
No.
Yeah.
No. It'll be
I don't
interesting.
think Fear won't go to UMG either. I don't think they'll go to that either.
They
I
might.
doubt it. I don't.
I think
No.
you're probably right.
Last minute.
They should probably go to that, honestly. They should really make an effort to go to that.
'Cause if they don't, they're waiting how long? I mean, we don't even know if MLG is going to have one of those other events. Like, they're really risking it if they don't
Yeah, they
even
will.
just put a roster up there and just go and remind people that Fear is still around, kind of.
Yeah, 'cause that Who thing, that explains it. I mean,
Who?
they don't. Nobody even knows. Everybody just knows Moho's there. Nobody even knows like.
Weeds or
Going on with
Pac-Man or
them.
any of them.
Yeah, if you don't even know like. I mean, that's just it's
There's
kind of
a-
sad,
there's a-
honestly. Because that's always been like one of those iconic teams that you think of when you think of
Yeah,
Call
it
of
is
Duty esports, and then he just gone now.
They're a staple of the community.
There's a rumor going around that Stainville's going to step down after Gfinity.
I doubt it, man.
I
can
actually
see that
was thinking
happen.
about that.
Thought in the chat.
And
But then again,
don't
it's
know.
all rumors. It's all rumors.
Yeah, you don't.
There's just
couldn't see
rumors on
Stainville
top of
stepping
rumors
down.
on top of rumors in this community.
So Bay's gonna win Columbus. New rumor.
Is Obey even
new
still a
rumor.
team?
What the fuck?
Obey
Yeah,
isn't even
I think
around
Crump is
anymore.
trying to get some.
Crump's starting to
I thought
get
it-
going again.
Yeah, I
Breezy.
thought Crump was messing around with it.
Bring back Bezo. Squad going.
He's with Unite. Didn't he coach them?
yeah, he coached
Mhm.
them at Anaheim.
The trip, man.
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens to Impact if they lose next weekend again. Especially
Someone's
with the
leaving.
big gap. If there's nothing in between Columbus, which there has to be something in between Columbus, but there isn't, like, I don't think that team has it in them to stay together.
And what was that thing Killa tweeted out? He was like, "I'm so done with COD. This shit is so boring and everything." You know, like.
You mean
He's
Wiz
trolling.
I mean, he plays the game like no other. Every stream I go into that has 8s, like it seems
He's
like
in
he's
there.
in there grinding, and it's just like
Who knows?
he doesn't get any revenue from anything but tournaments.
that whole
They play
that whole team is just crazy. I mean, honestly, there's no predicting what they're gonna do. There's just no predicting. They're just so sporadic in their emotions and their reactions. You just never know what's gonna happen. You
Like
really
when
don't.
Miracles and Parasite were getting into it, like on main stage.
They always do though. They got Miracles and Parasite got into it at COD Champs, man. Like, there's one time when they were on one of the side stations, and Miracles was literally he stood up. He got so hyped. He like stood up, kicked his chair back off the stage, and frickin' was yelling at Parasite like mid game. Like, that's just them. That's what they do.
Oh, is that when you saw him?
That
He
name's
was on
stable.
Raid.
I don't know. I don't
I think
remember.
I'm on Raid. I think he was like, yeah, he stood up and they didn't show him. They were just like, he was just frozen there, his character.
Yeah, it was.
And then they
just-
kept it and proceeded to commentate about it, which.
It's just crazy.
Uh,
And Sundance Base said there's going to be something between now and Columbus, but it won't be labeled an MLG championship. I mean, that might be. He's been hinting at just like a console-based event. He's been hinting at that for a while, just like an FPS event. So maybe that could be it. Maybe it'll just be like Call of Duty and something else. Not. It won't be Halo.
your favorite
play that
game in
much.
the world, Halo?
Yeah, what was that thing? Like I think it was Esports Nation tweeted out. It was like FPS Fest or something.
That's
Yeah.
a
I
UMG
mean-
thing. That's with That's like AGL and UMG are apparently in talks to combine and have their own event called an FPS Fest or something like that.
That sounds enjoyable.
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound
I'd
enjoyable at
watch it.
all.
Am I sarcasm?
Doesn't sound enjoyable at all. Impact just rage quit their scrim. Let's go. Who are they playing? Who are they playing? Oh, they were playing
like
Complexity.
Optic.
They were playing Complexity. Shit.
Mm-mm.
son. Oh, they're playing Unite.
I
What?
said Unite.
Right.
Ouch.
Close.
Unite. Unite, and they got their shit pushed in. The fuck?
Unite
That's good
Embos?
for-
That always.
I'm actually kind of surprised Unite dropped Fizzard, even though
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not.
surprised.
He was playing bad, dude. Like in one of those CTFs against Prime Example. I mean, he's like their AR anchor and stuff like that, and he went
I
like
saw
11 and
Complexity
25
earlier in the
or
chat.
something.
I don't know. I mean, what
good
else is
events
there?
drug test
What
people.
else has been going on
Guy
this
in the
week?
chat. Guy in the chat just asked if people if the MLG should drug test people before an event.
No.
I think that's
no.
retarded.
Can we stop talking about Adderall? Oh my lord.
I'm not gonna
Go
talk about it.
stupid.
Don't even bring it up. I asked if you guys didn't watch Wednesday's show, then you're idiots because Clay was on at the end,
I
and I
watched
asked him
Wednesday's
about it, and that's all that needed to be said. So
Good show.
if you didn't watch Wednesday's show, go watch it. It's at the very end of the show when Clayster came on, and I asked him the Adderall question. So go watch it. It kind of answers everything. But I don't know what else there's to talk about right now. We kind of brought up everything. Brought up the whole phase thing, how stupid. I mean, I guess it's not stupid, but
Yeah.
it's kind of shady, everything that went down. I mean, you take down a team that placed fifth and knock the team out that you picked up. I just don't understand that. I don't understand
Kinda
it.
thought-
I mean,
I don't
maybe
understand
the
what
whole
temper, like,
the whole age thing, maybe. I mean, that team has to wait another 2 years to be eligible for any like Call of Duty Championship event or XP event or anything like that. So I'm sure the age thing had something to go into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. That's the only thing I could think of as the decisions behind that situation.
Method said something about on the ESN late night thing. He said like they wanted to get rid of Heist out of the organization, then it was just gonna be Methods and Imbos. And like Replays was wanting to team up with the Evil guys. And then FaZe just saw it as it's either we pick up a full roster now or we wait for Methods and Imbos to pick up 2 players. And they just
I don't
picked
see why they
Replays.
wanted to get rid of Heist though.
is the
Then
showing
he had
up,
a whole bunch of
They had a
They
what?
had a whole bunch of like
partied
drinking.
and then he showed up drunk.
Yeah, he should have drunk to the event. That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Heist was drunk as shit on main stage? That's funny as hell.
he was like 15 too, isn't he?
I thought he was
So
like
is-
18 or 19.
He's 15.
Yeah.
I
he's
thought
young.
realized
He's a
leaving
baby.
VVV was a
I thought
surprise.
Heist
Or-
was young. Wait, is Heist old?
Basically,
I
like,
thought he
realize-
was on like.
Heist is 16, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Him and Methods are
He
both
looks-
really young.
I don't know
He
about the
looks like-
realizing. I know someone just said that they thought it was a surprise, but like,
I was watching your show whenever it happened, Hype.
I was too.
yeah, he like,
Oh my lord.
them and VVV, they had like a big argument the day before or something like that. And
Yeah, he came on your
they
show the
just
first
said,
night.
yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah, I don't, but he was like, just said that it was a mutual decision. He had to kind of leave the team. It just wasn't working. So
Yeah, he
it
was
was
like,
like-
oh, we had a big fight. Like the night before he left, he's like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like we just had a big argument. Like I don't know what's to come of it, but someone gets dropped, someone doesn't get dropped. It's whatever. Like he pretty much like knew something was gonna change after that argument. Hey, was that your show that he came on and did that?
Yeah.
So does
So-
Papa realize stay coaching VVV or does he follow his son?
I don't know. His
it's-
Twitter is still.
the easiest question to ask. Or the answer. He
Yeah.
would follow his son. And even if that new team
No,
wants his
he
dad to
said that-
coach him.
said that like he doesn't plan on staying very active in the community now because he hates the roster changes.
Yeah.
I guess he was really happy with the
I don't
BV
blame him, to
team
be
and
honest.
didn't want to do it, so we'll see.
I don't know if he really coached or if he was really just there for support. I don't see him actually.
Realize just said he was a support dude.
Yeah, I don't really see him putting any input into it. I don't think he plays the game quite as much as we do. Or no, I don't even play the damn game anymore. I get on Call of Duty and play 2 maps and I get off. I really don't like this game that much anymore.
The rage.
I really just don't like it. Like, for some reason, I've been 3-bar for like the past week, and I get on and I just get shit on when I shouldn't. Like, my first 8 bullets don't register. I'm just like, I'm off. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm done. Goodbye. You have to have 4-bar to be good at Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Yeah. It's
You right?
Label was
Crazy.
successful.
crazy how different it is from online to LAN.
Has anyone been watching the new Phase roster play? I thought I watched them play. Who did I watch them play a couple nights ago? Was it?
Saw them play Complexity.
It might have been Complexity.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Click
yeah.
it
It was.
on.
I was watching Clayster's stream. Yeah. I mean,
They
I
lost,
remember I
like-
watched the meltdown search. So I remember like Phase went up 4-0 in rounds, and then Complexity came back and ended up winning it. It's just.
Didn't they lose
Ouch.
every CTF?
I don't know.
I'm
I know
pretty sure
like
Complexity.
one-
Complexity's
Yeah.
been putting in work on scrims
They're-
lately, man.
Going hard.
They got that confidence though after that MLG Anaheim win. You
I really
honestly,
think they can win G
if you guys don't think like that confidence means anything in gameplay, it means everything.
You're wrong. Yeah, you're right.
It means
like-
everything to have
Yep.
that confidence. If you have
That's what
confidence in
coaches are there
jumping
for.
onto a gunfight, man, it's everything. Like it just
That's
takes
why
away the
coaches
whole.
help so much.
Like when you're not confident, you take that extra second to think about getting into a gunfight, and then you end up losing it because you hesitated. That hesitation kills you every time. Kills you every
Bad
time.
game.
That's one thing that I was talking about Matt about too. He's like, yeah, man, when I first started watching, they would like hesitate in plays, and I just be like, just go. Like it doesn't matter if you lose or not, but if you just go, you have a better chance of winning, and then you can talk about it if you made a bad play later. It's like that hesitation just kills you. It's that split second. I mean, you guys play this game enough. You know how timing is in this game. I mean, timing is ridiculous in this game sometimes. You're like, God, if I just had that extra second, you know what I mean? It's just no hesitation. You're confident in your gun skill. It plays such a huge role. Such a huge
All
role.
duty timing.
COD timing. Yep.
It really is. It's crazy. But I don't know, is there anything you guys want us to chat about in the chat? I know
I think it's smart. I
being
think it's
frank,
smart that Methods is going to start his own organization.
is he?
What did you say there?
You think it's smart for Methods to start his like own team and just like do his own little organization?
Nation.
No, he
No,
doesn't have
Methods.
no, I don't know how he would do that.
That's what he's tweeted out.
I have
Someone
no
saying,
idea
like,
how he would do that,
He's not. He's
especially
big,
at such
but
a
he's
young
not
age.
like. Methods isn't like, optic status, like where they can just go out and get like, start something and it will grow. Like it might not catch on. That's the chance he'll be taking. The big chance he'll be taking.
There's no way. That's not a good decision on his point. He's first of all, he's too young. He's only 16. No decent business is gonna take him seriously. I'm sorry. And honestly, you guys got to start thinking of Call of Duty as a business now. With all the money coming into it, all the organizations that are being introduced to esports now. I mean, they don't deal with kids. They deal with adults, educated adults. And you guys need to get that through your minds. Hold on, let me add another thing. Mature educated adults. That's who they're going to deal with. So
Yeah.
that's when that's when the managers come into play. That's when you need to start seeking out managers. Like if he wants to start his own org, that's fine, but he needs someone that is of age and can sign contracts and can do stuff like that for them and be a representable person to these businesses that he's going to need money from. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
You
If
do
he
it-
tries it, best of luck to him. But if he tries it, best of luck. But honestly, I don't see anything coming of it. He needs to find some sort of backing first. So
Are you doing being
Yeah.
frank anymore?
yes, I am. It's just 2 Mondays ago, Bio had to do something. He had an interview to be. He had like an acceptance interview with Full Sail, and so he couldn't do it that night. And then this past Monday, I was on a plane coming back from Anaheim, so we didn't do it then. But yes, we will be back tomorrow night to do Being Frank. I got quite a lot of stuff to talk about, so
Long
it's kind
show.
of, it's kind of. I mean, if you guys don't know what Being Frank is, it's kind of like a look and see inside my brain, in a way, because I don't really say a lot of the stuff I would say normally on Wednesday's show or this show. I mean, Being Frank is kind of like my venting system about this community, but it's in a more professional, organized manner. It's not like I just sit here for an hour and just roast everybody possible. It's kind of just it's constructive criticism is what I like to call it.
You
And
guys
some
bringing out
people,
the suits again?
oh yeah, dude, I'm wearing the blazer and everything.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the
Let's go.
blazer and everything. That's the
Let's
whole
go.
thing. You got the classical music for the pre-show music, then I come on with the blazer and everything. It's
You
the
gotta
whole.
start getting your mustache.
Oh,
Well, I
hell
gotta get a
no.
monocle.
Hell no, I'm not getting that
Monocle.
mustache. I'm not getting that mustache. Bio can rep the stash. I cannot rep a stash. That's just
I
not
can get the
Trash
possible.
monocle.
stash.
No. Actually, I could rep a monocle. If I could find a monocle, I'll rep a
Yeah.
monocle. He'll have
You
the
got-
stash,
you should-
I'll have the monocle. But then I don't think people would take me seriously if I was wearing a monocle. Honestly, I don't think they would. But yeah, Being Frank will be back tomorrow night. It definitely will be. I like doing that show. It's interesting.
What's your
Very
topics this
interesting. Well, you'll just have to tune in tomorrow to find out. See what I did there?
By the way, what
What's up?
console do you think MLG will pick up?
Pick up what?
A new one?
Xbox.
What?
Xbox One or PS4?
I've already
Like,
talked about this
Xbox.
when we had the whole discussion. That if they're gonna pick up a console, it's gonna be Xbox One. Simply because Call of Duty Championships is presented by Xbox. That's what Championships is
yeah,
gonna be
okay.
played on. Xbox is where the bigger community is for competitive Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty is just played a lot better on the Xbox than it is the PS on the PlayStation. I mean, if you guys played COD in Black Ops 1 on the PlayStation, you'll remember. I mean, it was
Mhm.
laggy, it was buggy. I mean, we had that
The
whole
colors are terrible.
yeah, we had that month-long hiatus because the goddamn servers got hacked by Anonymous, which was like the longest month of my gaming life, like for real. A month where you couldn't play Call of Duty back when I actually enjoyed playing it.
It
But
wasn't exactly anonymous, but yeah, it was
Well,
GeoHot.
they had ties. They had ties. But yeah, it was crazy. And it would be stupid for MLG to put it on the PlayStation. And I know, I mean, the whole reason it was on the PlayStation Black Ops 1 is because Sony threw money at MLG, and I'm pretty sure they're willing to throw money at them again for the next season. But I think they would lose money in the long run if they took the PlayStation. They wouldn't get as many teams to show up. It would be smaller attendance. I mean, they wouldn't get as many online players as they do now. Xbox is just all around a better console for esports, in my opinion. So PlayStation can stick to their whatever they do. I don't know what they do over there. I don't
What do
follow
they do?
PlayStation. I don't follow PlayStation. Just whatever they do, just they can keep doing it. Just remain second.
I have a question. When do you think MLG will pick up the Xbox One? Immediately, like the year Xbox One comes out, which is the holidays this year, and in
Yeah.
2014, or is it going to be later than that? And they just
I mean, that's the
Pick it
question
up
right
for
now
Columbus,
because
will they?
that's the question because they have. I mean, you gotta. I'm pretty sure Call of Duty Ghosts is gonna be released on the Xbox 360, right? I'm pretty sure that's a
yeah, in
thing.
November because Xbox One's
So-
not coming out to I think December.
But
No,
Or have
no,
it-
like
really.
I think they said like November 22nd through the 24th. Someday between there is going to be released.
So I mean, the
Man,
thing I think
Columbus
that's
is
gonna
right
happen
there,
in
too.
Columbus, the what I think's gonna happen in Columbus is that it's gonna still be there's gonna be a Black Ops 2 tournament, of course, on the 360, but there's also gonna be like an exhibition
Yeah,
for
the
Call of Duty
Ghost.
Ghosts as well, kind of like what they did with Halo 3 and Reach or whatever. They did like a Halo 3 event and they did like the Reach exhibition thing. I think they'll probably do the same thing with Call of Duty, just to
They could do
introduce
like
the
the top
game.
8 teams. top 8 teams do the exhibition.
Yeah, something like that. It'll just be something. I don't know. I don't know. I tried to
Okay,
get it out of Puckett Sunday night, but he was still he was he was like, I can't tell you anything, but let me tell you, we got something planned. And I was like, okay, all right,
Well, that's good.
thank you. Of
At least
course,
you
I
have a
think you
plan.
have something planned. It's like, thank you for telling me what I already know. But no, it was funny. It's like, just don't worry about it.
Diesel.
We got something planned. We got something good planned. I'm like, okay, all right. I'll put my faith in you, Puckett. Puckett's done a lot of good things for Call of Duty this year, so we should be able to trust that guy.
Helped out a lot.
Yeah, Diesel. Do you think the Pick 10 will be back? I need to
No,
I don't. No. Okay.
honestly, I
just
don't.
wanted to
Honestly, I
check
don't.
in.
If I see League play back, I'll be shocked. I hope League play is back, but then again, I don't know. That goes all with the cross developer thing. I mean, that Treyarch's thing is Pick 10, League play. I mean, the whole broadcaster thing was Treyarch's thing too, which has to happen for Call of Duty Ghosts for just because we've been spoiled now. It's gonna be interesting to see what Call of Duty Ghosts does. I don't know, man. I have
We're
I
gonna
no
support
disagree
idea.
on
esports
League
though,
play.
right?
I do think League play will be back. But
No, they only have 10,000 people playing it out of 334,000. Like,
That's a lot. That's a good amount. Like from where it was when we started with Black Ops 2, it
Yeah,
was like a
300
steady.
people.
Yeah, it was like it was like
300
under
people.
1,000. Like it was basically just all the competitive. Now it's at 10,000 in less than a year. Like that's a huge growth in competitive play. The one thing I want to see more is honestly, I want to see us cater our rule set more to league play and stuff like that because I mean, with this new edition of the foul being banned in and everything, they are working with us. And honestly, I think we need to at least play what the developers want us to play a little bit. Of course, we have our voice in there, and we should voice it before I have Ego. Someone telling Ego I'm saying this, and he fucking roasts my ass for saying this. But we honestly need to tailor a little bit more to the developers because if we play what they're playing, then that's just they're happy. It makes them happy. That's more support they want to give us. That's more money they want to pour into their game for competitive Call of Duty. That's just more everything all around. And the fact that they're working with us, they banned the foul. I mean, they still want the cap in there. I mean, Von even said
They
this.
kept the
that's
cap in there.
annoying. That's
Yeah,
stupid, man.
they still. I mean, they feel it's viable for competitive. They still want it in there, and you might think it's stupid, but they see it as viable. I mean, they came to us on the grounds as foul. Von even admitted that he made a mistake with the foul and not banning it. So, I mean, there has to be some middle ground. There has to be some middle ground. As right now, it's whatever we want. It's us. We're spoiled little brats right now. And if we don't get what we want, we frickin' go ranting on Twitter and crying our little eyes out. And it's pathetic. So, I don't know. There's gonna have to be some middle ground sometime, and there's gonna have to be a global rule set for Call of Duty for this to grow any more
Yes.
than it has. Otherwise, we're just gonna be caught. We're gonna hit a plateau pretty soon, and nothing's gonna go anywhere. So
Oh,
I don't know.
do you guys know if, like, the scuffs, that if I buy a scuff now, since mine is, like, now broke,
I
if it
wouldn't
will
buy
be,
a
like,
scuff,
usable
no.
for Xbox One?
No, nothing is
I don't think so.
nothing's
The
backwards
Xbox
compatible.
Xbox
Well,
One
these,
stuff,
what do you
stuff
think
should be
about the,
released in-
What'd you say, Hype?
The Xbox
Sorry.
One stuff will be out early 2014 or middle 2014.
You're gonna have to.
Damn it.
Oh, that's gonna
Alright.
be interesting. No scuff for like a good 3 to 6 months.
Oh.
Oh wow, the skill gap will be
struggle.
back to where it was in Black Ops 1. Like everyone, like the pros are actually gonna be dominating like everything for a while, and then the AMs will get their chance when the new scuff gets released. Let's go. Let's go. There's gonna be a lot of pissed off people in the coming months.
What do you think about the dynamic map effect now in Ghost?
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know.
I think they'll just turn it off. I don't even-
They're making an adapter. Okay, there you go. They're making an adapter for that. Okay, awesome. But it'll be interesting because from what my understanding is there's gonna be like dynamic head walls and stuff like that. So that ought to be interesting. And also the whole posting up to corners and peeking around the corner. That's a whole new aspect that we're not used to yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what that brings to the game. I don't know. Call of Duty Ghost is going to change a lot of stuff. It's going to change a lot of stuff. It's going to be interesting
Been
to
like the
see.
same old Call of Duty for the past like 5 years.
I just think the hardest thing that's going to be to get used to again is not having the 10-point system. Like, you're going to be restricted to perk
2
slots.
stuns and a nade.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be restricted to everything again, and it's going to be interesting to see how people readjust back to that. I think it'll be. It takes a lot out of the
Pick
game
10
as
is-
well. It takes a lot out of the game. It takes a lot out of the game.
Pick 10 is the only reason why we see teams with an LMG in competitive. Like, that's literally the only reason why that can happen. Or, not just a riot shield for that matter. Like, that is the reason why that can happen.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
don't know.
overkill snipers. I can't wait to lose
Yeah.
a gun, honestly. That's so annoying. I guess not as a viewer, but as a player.
Not
Has
that
to be.
annoying. Overkill sniper's not that annoying.
There
I
has to
think
be
it's
some middle
annoying
ground.
because, like, running an AR, but he has a sniper and a sub, like, what range am I supposed to have an advantage in?
Yeah, but if you have an AR and you're about to get into a gunfight with him, I mean, he has one shot basically to shoot you. It has to be on you,
Yeah.
and you miss. I mean, gives him another shot, or you can just try to avoid it.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's.
There be an open playing field. Pad
It'll
4.
be interesting to see what the next year brings to Call of Duty. I mean, Activision, everyone's telling me not to worry, because I'm the guy that asks all the questions. I'm always asking questions that I shouldn't be asking, but it's what I do. So, they say don't worry. They say we got esports in mind. Yeah. I'm like, okay, you've let us down 3 times before. I'm just making sure. We'll see what happens.
They won't
Definitely.
release it without esports in mind. Just from this year alone, they wouldn't do it.
No, I don't expect
any
them to
sense.
release it with esports in mind. I just expect them to release it with esports available. Like, it needs to be released with LAN system. It needs to be released with the broadcasting ability, like Codcaster. What we have now with Codcaster. It needs to have all these things.
Yeah, because I hated watching MLG events where you watch one team the whole half and switch over, like in the second half of CTF. It makes it a lot more interesting. You can see both teams. Not to mention if you're watching, let's say it's like Complexity and Impact is on a huge like kill streak, score streak, and all that, and you're watching Complexity, you can't switch over and watch unless
Yeah.
you switch teams.
Honestly,
It's
if you're
the way
not
that,
worried
like-
about it, John Ban damage, then you don't know the history of Call of Duty.
Infinity Ward.
Even most of the pros are worried about Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, everyone's worried about it. Of course, they have esports in mind. They apparently they have an esports like division now. I'm pretty sure. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But this chat's starting to get a little dead. So we talked about a lot of stuff. Tomorrow night, being frank again. Of course, it'll be the second episode. It's just me and Bio. There's no guests. It's just us giving our opinions on what we think about the stuff going on within our community. It's pretty entertaining. If you haven't seen it, you don't know what it is, go to the YouTube. If you're on the new layout, you can scroll down. There's a link right there. Just click on it, or just go to youtube.com/TWRant. It's on there. Go check it out. A lot of people got a lot of good feedback after the first show. So I'll check my PM later, dude. I can't check it right now and look at the chat and everything. So I'll check it later and I'll reply. But check it out. It's definitely interesting. A lot of people seem to like it, so I'm going to keep doing it, and we'll see where it goes from there. The one player we did talk about did get salty about it, but now apparently he's not salty and wants to be friends again. So, it's interesting. It's good stuff. It's my viewpoint, like, unrestricted, unedited. I mean, it's very explicit. It's kind of interesting. People liked it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Then obviously the W Rant is on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back for that. I have a few ideas in mind already. Nothing planned yet. I normally plan my shows out on Mondays, so I'll be tweeting out whatever I get planned out, of course. obviously Gfinity, so I might get a couple of teams on to talk about Gfinity if they haven't left yet. Maybe get the guys from Gfinity on as well to talk about it some more. But yeah, late night is the new TWR. Well, have fun with that. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight.
11:10.
Come back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out.